6:32 a.m. Caribbean Sea, international airspace. In exactly 4 minutes, one American pilot would be fighting for his life, and the world would be watching. The morning sun barely kissed the horizon. Striker 7, an F/A-18E Super Hornet, sliced through the sky at 23,000 feet. Alone, confident, unaware, Lieutenant Commander Marcus Reeves had flown this patrol route 14 times. Routine surveillance, strategic shipping corridor, nothing ever happened here. His twin F-41V turbofan engines purred smoothly. Advanced AESA radar swept the empty ocean below. 11 weapon stations, today carrying just 4 missiles, 2 AIM-120s, 2 AIM-9Xs, light loadout for a quiet morning. He sipped lukewarm coffee from his canteen, checked his watch. 3rd hour into the patrol, 2 more to go, routine. But 90 miles south, something was already in motion. El Libertador Air Base, Venezuelan mainland. 2 F-16A Fighting Falcons screamed down the runway. Pratt & Whitney engines roaring like caged thunder. Afterburners lit, climbing hard through 15,000 feet. The pilots wore no expression, just focus. Cold calculation. Their orders were explicit. Intercept, intimidate, engage. This wasn't posturing. This wasn't a game. This was the culmination of weeks, months, of brewing tension. American counter-narcotics patrols had been choking Venezuela's shadow economy. 90% of all cocaine into North America passed through these waters. Over 1,000 tons annually. The United States Navy was hunting, and the Maduro regime had decided to bite back. Commander Reeves didn't know it yet, but he was flying into a kill zone. The Venezuelan F-16s hugged the coastline, nap of the earth flying, under 500 feet, invisible to long-range radar, their APG-66 radars already painting Striker 7 from 70 miles out. The lad pilot, callsign Halcon Uno, flew a 1984 Block 15 OCU Fighting Falcon. Aging, no modern data link, no fancy electronics, just Israeli Python 4 missiles and American AIM-9L Sidewinders. On paper, this was suicide. 1 Super Hornet versus 2 outdated F-16s. Advanced American technology against Cold War relics. But Halcon Uno wasn't stupid. He knew the math. He knew his aircraft was outmatched in every category. Radar range, missile range, avionics, everything. But he also knew something else. Desperation is a weapon too. His orders came from the highest levels of Venezuelan command. Close fast, fire first, vanish, make the Americans blink, and if necessary, make them bleed. Halcon Uno checked his missile panel. 8 missiles total between 2 jets. He glanced at his wingman through the canopy. A quick nod. They pushed their throttles forward. Afterburners screaming. 600 knots. Climbing. 70 miles became 60, then 50. Then, beep, beep, beep. Commander Reeves' radar warning receiver exploded to life. His coffee cup jerked. Liquid spilled across his flight suit. His eyes snapped to the display. 2 fast movers. Southeast. Aggressive intercept profile. His heart didn't race. Not yet. Training kicked in. He keyed his radio. Porte Striker 7. I have 2 bandits inbound bearing 135. Range 60 miles. Request guidance. 80 miles north. The USS Porter and Arleigh Burke-class destroyer came alive. The Combat Information Center lit up like Christmas. A and Apispy 1D phased arrayed radar painted a perfect picture. 2 Venezuelan F-16s. Afterburner signatures. Closing at 600 knots. Time to intercept. 4 minutes. The destroyer's tactical action officer stared at the screen. Sir, they're not turning away. The captain's jaw tightened. Striker 7. Porter actual. You are cleared defensive. Weapons free if threatened. We're tracking. Commander Reeves took a breath. This is really happening. He banked hard toward the threat, lit his afterburners, climbed, gain altitude, gain energy, gain first shot. His right hand moved to the weapons panel. Master arm on. AIM-120 selected. 52 miles. The Venezuelan jets suddenly split. One broke hard left, one broke hard right, forcing him to choose. Commander Reeves didn't hesitate. Both. His thumb pressed the launch button twice. Rapid fire. 2 AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles dropped from his weapons bay. Rocket motors ignited. White smoke trails carved through the morning sky. Mach 4. 12 feet of guided death. 335 pounds of precision. 44 pounds of high explosive. The missiles didn't guess. They calculated. Time to impact. 38 seconds. Inside their cockpits, both Venezuelan pilots saw the launch. Their radar warning receivers screamed. A high-pitched wail that meant only one thing. Incoming. Halcon Uno's training took over. His hand slammed the countermeasure button. Chaff exploded into the air, thousands of metallic strips creating false radar returns. Flares burned white-hot, brighter than the sun. He yanked the stick hard right. 8 Gs crushed his body into the seat. Vision narrowing. Blood draining from his brain. The F-16 screamed through a vertical brake, bleeding airspeed, destroying the missile's tracking solution. His wingman, Halcon Dos, turned into the missile, rolled inverted. Dove. The AIM-120 tracking Halcon Dos lost lock. Its seeker head confused by ground clutter and chaff. The proximity fuse never activated. The missile detonated harmlessly. 200 feet above the Caribbean, spray and smoke, one miss. But Halcon Uno wasn't so lucky. The first AIM-120 tracked through his defensive turn, its guidance computer adjusted, recalculated, predicted. 20 feet from his aircraft, the proximity fuse activated. Boom. The fragmentation warhead detonated. Tungsten rods, thousands of them, ripped through his F-16's left wing. Fuel tanks shredded. Hydraulic lines severed. Flight control computer screaming warnings. The aircraft rolled. Uncontrollable. Halcon Uno fought the stick. Pulled. Pushed. Nothing. Fire warning lights. Hydraulic failure. Engine flame out. Physics doesn't negotiate. Ejection. Ejection. He screamed into his radio. His hand found the ejection handle. He pulled. The canopy blew. The seat fired. He rocketed clear of the tumbling wreckage, a $40 million fireball spiraling toward the ocean. His parachute deployed. He watched his F-16 cartwheel into the water. Gone. But Halcon Doors kept coming. Commander Reeves had exactly 1.3 seconds to process what he saw on his radar. The surviving F-16 wasn't running, wasn't evading. It was charging straight at him. Head-on attack. Closure rate 1200 knots. Range, 18 miles. 17. 16. The Venezuelan pilot had made his decision. His orders were clear. His country was watching. Take the American down, even if it costs everything. His thumb pressed the weapon's release. 2 Python 4 missiles leaped from his wingtips. Infrared seekers locked onto the Super Hornet's glowing engine exhausts. Mach 4, closing like freight trains. 9 miles. 8. 7. Commander Reeves' survival instincts exploded.
He cut throttle. Dumped chaff and flares, continuous stream. Magnesium burning hotter than his engines. He broke hard right, 9 Gs. His vision tunneled, grey edges creeping in. Stay conscious, stay alive. The first Python 4 went stupid, chased a flare, detonated uselessly. But the second missile was smarter. Its seeker filtered the decoys, tracked the real heat signature. Locked, 4 miles, terminal phase, active seeker, final intercept trajectory, probability of hit, 97%. The remaining 3%? Wishful thinking. Commander Reeves did the only thing left. He pointed his nose at the ocean and dove, full afterburner, straight down. The Super Hornet plummeted from 20,000 feet, airspeed indicator climbing, 300 knots, 400, 500. The Python 4 followed, 3,000 feet, 2,000, 1,000. At 700 feet above the Caribbean, where the ocean looked close enough to touch, the missile's proximity fuse activated. Boom. The fragmentation warhead detonated 40 feet behind the Super Hornet's tail. Shrapnel tore through the vertical stabilizers. Both engines suffered catastrophic foreign object damage. Fire warnings everywhere. Commander Reeves fought the controls. The stick felt dead in his hands. Porte Striker 7. His voice calm, trained, professional, is ejecting. The Martin Baker SJU-56 ejection seat fired. He rocketed clear. The canopy gone. Wind screaming. Parachute deployed at 300 feet. He hit the water 30 seconds later. Cold, salty, alive. He watched his $67 million Super Hornet cartwheel into the ocean. The explosion sent a fireball 50 feet high. Burning jet fuel, black smoke, debris raining down. He was alive. His aircraft was scrap, and somewhere overhead, Halcon Dos was celebrating. The biggest kill of his career, 90 seconds of glory. That's all he got. 80 miles north, the USS Porter's captain had watched everything unfold. The moment Striker 7 went down, his decision was made. Rules of engagement, crystal clear. If American forces are attacked, respond with overwhelming force. Weapons free, the captain ordered. Engage hostile aircraft. The Aegis combat system came alive. The Mark 41 vertical launch system held 96 missile cells. Inside sat RIM 174 Standard Missile 6 interceptors. The SM-6 wasn't designed for this. It was built for ballistic missiles, high-altitude bombers, ranges exceeding 200 nautical miles. Using it against a single F-16? Like using a sledgehammer to crack a walnut, but it was fire and forget. No illumination required. At 0640, 2 SM-6 missiles erupted from Porter's forward VLS cells. Twin solid-fuel rocket motors ignited. The missiles accelerated vertically, pitched over, Mach 3, 5. Halcon Dos never saw them coming. His radar warning receiver screamed. He looked down at his display. 2 new contacts. Supersonic. Inbound. Time to impact. 22 seconds. He broke hard left. Dumped chaff. Maximum afterburner. None of it mattered. The first SM-6's active radar seeker acquired target at 12 miles. Micro adjustments. Terminal phase. 40 Gs. A maneuver that would pulverize any human pilot. At 0641, the proximity fuse detonated. 133 pounds of high explosive. The F-16 became an expanding cloud of aluminum confetti and burning fuel. Halcon Dos died instantly. Never knew what hit him. The second SM-6 with no target remaining self-destructed over open ocean. 90 seconds. 90 seconds to reconsider every decision that led to this moment. Plenty of time. while treading water in the Caribbean, but the United States wasn't finished. Within 6 hours, 4 F-A-18E Super Hornets launched from the deck of the USS Gerald R. Ford. Their mission: suppression of enemy air defenses. The target list was precise, surgical, deliberate. 2 Chinese-made JYL-1 radars, 1 Russian S-band fire control system protecting Caracas. These were the eyes of Venezuela's integrated air defense network. The strike package carried AGM-88 HARM anti-radiation missiles. At 1300 hours, Venezuelan radar operators made their fatal mistake. They turned on their systems, broadcasting their positions to every sensor in the theater. The moment those radars went active, they signed their own death warrants. 4 HARM missiles launched. The first Chinese JYL-1 radar was obliterated at Mach 2. The explosion vaporized the antenna array. 3 operators killed instantly. The second JYL-1 lasted 6 seconds longer. Same result. The Russian fire control radar tried to shut down. Too late. Impact. Fireball. Silence. Venezuela's air defense network went dark. Total mission cost: $11.8 million. 3 radar installations destroyed. 12 personnel killed. Message sent. Message received. The final accounting told the whole story. Venezuela lost 2 F-16A fighters, $80 million in aircraft, 3 radar installations, $60 million combined. Total Venezuelan losses $140 million. 12 personnel killed, 2 pilots rescued. Expensive tuition for a lesson available free on Wikipedia. The United States lost 1 F-A-18E Super Hornet, $67 million. 1 pilot rescued safely. American response expenditure: 2 SM-6 missiles, 4 HARM missiles, $11.8 million total. Loss ratio: nearly 2 to 1. Venezuela paid $140 million to learn why you don't intercept American patrols in international waters. Could have Googled it for free, but the real lesson had nothing to do with hardware. Modern air combat is decided by who sees first, who shoots first, who controls the battle space from beyond visual range, who has the sensor networks to make mathematics inevitable. The Venezuelan pilots followed orders into a meat grinder. Brave men, skilled aviators, flying obsolete aircraft against impossible odds. The United States Navy escalated to overwhelming force the instant their aircraft went down. No negotiation, no hesitation, just methodical destruction. This engagement proved something the world already knew but some chose to ignore. 4th-generation fighters without modern data links, without AESA radars, without beyond visual range advantages are obsolete against carrier strike groups. The defensive layers are too deep. Destroyer radar coverage. Super Hornet response under 10 minutes. AIM-120D missiles engaging at ranges where the enemy can't shoot back. Like bringing a knife to a gunfight where the other guy has night vision, knows you're coming, and called ahead to let his friends know. In the dark blue waters of the Caribbean, both sides learned the same terrible truth. There are no winners in modern air combat, just survivors counting the cost. Commander Marcus Reeves floated in his life raft, salt water stinging his eyes, Caribbean sun beating down. A rescue helicopter was inbound. 12 minutes out, he'd lost his aircraft, but he was alive. Halcon Uno floated somewhere to his south, also waiting for rescue, also alive. Halcon Dos would never see his family again. 12 Venezuelan radar operators would never go home. For what? A message, a statement, a show of force that became a show of futility. Venezuela learned that day: you do not intercept American carrier aircraft in international waters. Like trying to rob a bank during a police convention. Technically possible, highly inadvisable, definitely not going to end well. The sun set over the Caribbean that evening. The water looked peaceful, almost beautiful, as if nothing had happened. But beneath the surface, wreckage rested on the ocean floor, twisted metal, shattered dreams. The remnants of decisions made in boardrooms and briefing rooms, paid for in blood and fire at 20,000 feet. Modern warfare doesn't care about courage. It doesn't care about bravery. It only cares about capability. And on that morning over the Caribbean Sea, capability spoke with a voice that could not be ignored. The skies remembered, the ocean remembered, and the world took note.